In a city where dreams and nightmares mingled, Lena lived in a cozy little house with her best friend, a mischievous cat named Brian. Brian was no ordinary cat, he had a secret superpower that only Lena knew about. He could talk. One sunny morning, Lena woke up to find Brian perched on her windowsill, wearing a tiny cape made of a napkin. "Good morning, Lena." Brian meowed in his high-pitched voice. Lena giggled at Brian's silly outfit. "What are you up to today, Brian?" she asked, already knowing that trouble was brewing. Brian puffed out his chest proudly. "I'm going to try my hand at stand-up comedy to raise money for a crime-fighting organization," he declared. Lena's eyes widened in surprise. "You're going to do stand-up comedy?" she exclaimed. "But you've never even told a joke before." Undeterred, Brian strutted out of the house, with Lena trailing behind him. They arrived at the local comedy club, where Brian signed up for the open mic night. As Brian took the stage, Lena sat in the front row, nervously clutching her hands. The audience stared in confusion at the sight of a tiny cat in a superhero costume. Brian cleared his throat and began his first joke. "Why did the cat sit on the computer?" "Because it wanted to keep an eye on the mouse," he meowed. The audience erupted into laughter, clapping and cheering for Brian's unexpected humor. Lena beamed with pride at her talented friend. Just as Brian was about to tell his next joke, a group of aliens walked into the club. They started heckling Brian, making fun of his tiny size and silly costume. Brian's fur bristled with anger, but instead of lashing out, he used his superpower to create a dazzling light show that left the aliens speechless. The audience gasped in awe at the spectacle, and the aliens quickly apologized for their behavior. Brian had not only conquered stand-up comedy but also saved the day with his superhero powers. Lena hugged Brian tightly, grateful for their friendship and the adventures they shared. Together, they walked home under the starry night sky, ready for whatever mischief awaited them next. The end.